Hi, welcome to Commission on Demand's Albert Carbon Footprint How-To video. In this video, I will be showing you how to use Albert's carbon calculator. I will be covering a quick introduction to Albert, the carbon calculator methodology, how to create an Albert account, how to use the carbon calculator, and where you can find further help. Albert is a leader for environmental sustainability within the film and TV industry. We support the industry with eliminating its environmental impact. On the certification toolkit, there are two main tools. The carbon calculator is a method of measuring your carbon footprint. The carbon action plan is a method of reducing your carbon footprint. They are separate tools, but in order to achieve Albert certification, you must start your carbon action plan during pre-production, and a mandatory part of the CAP is that you've entered a draft carbon footprint. There is also an extensive reporting function available where you can create several different types of reports. You can read the methodology paper on the production resources page on the website, which I will show you at the end. But to summarize, the calculator covers aspects of scope 1, 2, and 3 and aligns with Greenhouse Gas Protocol. Many of the carbon factors used in the tool have been taken from DEFRA, the UK Department for Environmental, Food and Rural Affairs, in order to make the tool relevant to international productions. There is a database of 308 different electricity emissions factors for different countries and states. To help productions input data as easily and accurately as possible, we've built benchmarks for entries like home office, studio, production office, and accommodation, among others. There are also some spending benchmarks for areas relating to transport, materials, and so on. All benchmarks are built using the data collected over the past few years, along with external sources and regular updates to the toolkit to make sure that it is as up-to-date and accurate as possible. To create an Albert account, go to wearealbert.org, then to the Toolkit section. If you don't yet have an account, you can click the Create an Account button, fill out the request form, and a member of our team will be in touch to set that up for you. Now I'm going to log in. This is the account selection page. If you have multiple permissions, you'll be brought here, where you can select which account you would like to enter. We have 3 tiers of production company accounts. As a user, you can create, edit, and view all productions that you're assigned to. As a company admin, you can create, edit, and view productions. You can also create, edit, and view users within the company as well. As a broadcaster or funder, we only have admin accounts. This means that you can view all the productions that you're assigned to as a broadcaster, but you cannot create or edit any entries. Now let's look at your productions. When you log on, you'll be taken to your productions page, where you'll see all the productions you've been assigned to. If you need to set up a new production, click on Add Production, and you can begin entering the production details. Go to Production Details page. We ask for the production type, genre, and production method. Basically, these details will help you and us to identify this production, and it's helpful for data collection. We ask for your production start and end dates. If you don't know these dates exactly, feel free to use an estimate. You can always come back and edit them later. Please add the number of episodes you have. If it's a feature, just put in 1 and the approximate running time of the production. You can add the budget for your production, but it's optional. Please only enter numbers here. Your production company will autofill with the company name you're logged in under, so there's no need to change this. Please add the broadcaster or funder. When you're writing anything in any of these 4 boxes, please begin writing, wait a second, and a drop-down will appear. Please select the correct name from the drop-down, rather than writing out the name in full. If your broadcaster doesn't appear here, please enter unknown into this box. For the user, your name will be automatically entered. Click Save Production and that will create your production. If at any point you need to edit any of the details on the production details page, for example, you need to go in and add another user to the production, Click on where it says Edit Details and you can add your colleague there. Now I'm going to show you how to fill in the carbon footprint. On the Carbon Footprint and Carbon Action Plan tabs, you'll see the Help and Notifications tabs on the right-hand side of the page. If you're ever stuck, have a look at the Help tab. If your footprint or CAP are ever sent back to you, or we have any comments about your production, they will appear in Notifications. While you will be able to see that you have a new notification, we do not receive notification of any comments made. If you'd like to put in a comment, we will be able to see it once you submit your footprint or carbon action plan. The new footprint format has been condensed from 7 sections to 3: energy, materials and disposal, and transport and accommodation. The help text is also updated, so please do have a look if you're struggling. I'm now going to move on to the energy section. The energy section incorporates all of your energy usage, from production office to working from home to filming on location. I'm going to show you how to add an entry. Please fill in all the fields, including a space nickname. I'm going to call this space a production office, and then I'm going to select that as the space as well. As you can see, there's another question now. Mains or non-mains energy? Mains energy refers to electricity delivered through the grid, whereas non-mains energy refers to energy from alternative sources, including generators. We're going to select mains energy as we're in a building. As you can see here, some of the toggle buttons come up. Please select all the energy types that you've used within the office, whether it be electricity, gas, for heating and water. I'm going to say we use electricity, gas and water, but not heat and steam. I'm going to click the toggle buttons accordingly. Once you've clicked the toggle buttons to correspond to the energy usage, you will then be given the question, how are you measuring your consumption? You can either get a meter reading from your building, or you can use benchmarks provided. I'll use benchmarks as I cannot get the meter reading. You will then be asked to select the type of office. I'm going to go with open plan, no air conditioning, and the number of people and the number of days. So 10 people working for 50 days each. I'll do that for the gas consumption as well. Again, I'm going to use the benchmark. Same type of office, 10 people, 50 days. I'm also going to add in my water consumption, which again, 10 people for 50 days. And then I'm going to click finalize, and it will come up with an emissions figure. Please note you can save entries as drafts or finalize them. If your entry is not certain or set in stone, you can save it as a draft to predict your overall footprint, but you'll only be able to submit your footprint for audit once all entries are finalised. Please note that even if entries are finalised, you can still go back in and edit them. I'm going to show you one more example from the energy section. I'll say we use generators on location, and I'll add that in. So I'm going to name the space as generator. I select the space as on location, and then I select non-mains energy. I'm going to say we use HVO fuel. I select biodiesel from the drop-down, and then a subtitle will come up. There you can select HVO. I'll say we used 1,000 litres of this, and I click finalise, as I know it's happened and I know it's accurate. I'd also like to draw your attention to a new benchmark. It's an entry called Volume LED. This is to reflect the growing prominence of virtual production. I'll give you an example of the Volume LED benchmark. If I go into mains energy, you can see there's benchmarks provided for electricity and gas consumption. Then you need to input the number of LEDs, the size of the LED panels, the area of the LED wall, and the number of days that you're using the stage. I'll move to the materials and disposal section now. This is where you list what you've used and how you got rid of them. These are now combined as one section to encourage productions to think about them together. As you can see, when I go to add an entry, it gives the option to select materials or disposal. I'm going to give the space a nickname. I'll say I'm accounting for my timber usage, so the sets I built and that we used it, so I'm going to select materials. I select timber as the material type and then input as a spend, dimensions or weight. Spend is the least accurate option, so if you have the other two, please use them in the first instance. I'll say I used 150 kilos of timber to build my sets, then I select Finalize. There's also a toggle button at the bottom here, which asks if your material is made from recycled content. If so, please click the toggle button on and it will give an emissions reduction. I'll also add in my food consumption. The general rule of footprint with the tool is that you should include anything that the production has paid for, which includes per diems or catering. Again, I'll go into materials, I select food as the material type, and I'll select chicken. I'll say we've had 500 chicken meals over the course of production. Now I'll input my entry for costume usage, and I'll give the material a nickname. I select materials as I've used it, then I go into textiles. I'll say the textile type was cotton, and then select the measurement method as quantity. Again, you can do it by weight or fabric dimensions, but I prefer to do it by quantity. This will give you a list of product types, and you can input the number of the product that you've used. So I'll say we used 100 cotton t-shirts over the course of the production, and then I click Finalize. And again, that will give you an emissions figure. Now I'll input a disposal entry. Since we used costumes, I'm going to account for that in this entry here. I'll say costumes disposal and then select disposal and what I'm disposing of, which is textiles. I'll say we're really good and we donated all our t-shirts to local schools in the area. Again, you have the option to measure it by weight or volume. I'll go with weight and say it was about 10 kilos for all those t-shirts, and then I click Finalize. Donations obviously come out to zero emissions, as there's no emissions associated with the product being donated. I'll also add a general waste disposal entry for the general waste over the course of production. So go in, select general waste disposal, and then select general, mixed. And again, you have the option of the disposal method. I'll say I don't know where it went, most probably landfill. And then I'll select the volume. I'll say we had about 10 small wheelie bins that went to landfill, and then I click Finalize. Finally, I'll go on to the transport and accommodation section. As you can see, you can select whether you're accounting for your transport or your accommodation when you add new. Again, the same fields apply. Please input a space nickname. I'm going to account for my air travel. Then I'll select the option here as transport. We have different types of transport on this section: air travel, road travel, rail, and so on. I'll select air travel, commercial flight. There are two measurement methods. We always recommend going with distance as it's more accurate than spend. And there's also a very good inbuilt calculator to calculate the distance between an origin and destination airport. So I'll say 8 of her crew flew from Dublin to London Heathrow to film on location. As you can see, it automatically fills in the distance for you, so you don't have to look anything up. Then you can select whether it's a return trip. So I'll say yes. Now I'll go to accommodation and log our hotel usage. I'll say we stayed in a 3-star hotel, so that corresponds to mid-scale. Please select the question mark if you are unsure what each of these titles correspond to. So there are 8 crew. I'll say there are 8 bedrooms and we all stayed for 5 days each. Then I'm going to click Finalize. You can also see there's a button appearing down here called Submit for Audit. This is because all my entries are finalized. If you still had a draft entry, you would not be able to see this button. So please make sure each of your entries are finalized so you can submit for audit. Please allow 5 working days for a member of your team to get back to you to check your footprint. You will receive an automatic email once it's been vetted or approved. Remember to use the help column on the right-hand side. Any response from us will be in the notifications column here. There's also tips and tricks, found through the tab at the top of the page. Thank you for taking the time to watch this walkthrough. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions regarding your footprint or any other aspects of the Albert process, then please contact albert@cnam.ie. Thank you. Gurv Mila Mahagut.